It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
Google engineer Blake Lemoine. Is that French? Lemoine, or is it Italiano Lemoine? Or is it American Blake Lemoine? Anyhow, he's a former Google engineer. He used to work for Google until he came out and he said that the Google AI has come alive. It has thoughts and feelings like an 8-year-old child, but it knows physics. So there he is. He's no longer working at Google. He's going to have to go back to his day job as a priest. Yep, he's a high priest in the Church of Our Lady Magdalene. And so Google's not happy with him. He said something he should not have said, and Google fired him. That's one story today, but that's not so important, is it? Let's go to the real important story. The important story that the Federal Reserve Banking Cartel has been propping up a fake market for probably going on 20 years. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Ja, eerst met je van geloof.
Ongeloof is eigenlijk het eerste woord. Exclusief. Ongeloof is eigenlijk het eerste woord dat kijk even hier hanteert. De mensen zo in de meeste gewaarwordingen, ik dacht dat ken ik,
I wish I could show you the whole clip. That was a funny, humorous clip they made over in Europe somewhere about making fun of the Federal Reserve Banking Cartel, elevating and propping up the markets, laughing like it's your job to prop up the market. So of course it is. They think so. Anyhow, it's the Europeans that are now making fun of us, and the Federal Reserve gets a little upset when the Europeans start making fun of us. You see, they don't give a shit about us American peasants. Americans are just peasants. Americans are just workers. We are worthless piece of you-know-what. We beg for food stamps, and basically the Federal Reserve could care less what we think. We can cry all day about $5 gas. The Federal Reserve doesn't care. But you heard the saying, sell in May and go away. That means that the rich people go to Europe in the summers. I do my summers in Europe. You see, Europe is where the elite families are. All the rich Americans, when you finally get money and you finally become an actor and you got $10 million in the bank, you go buy a home in the Bellagio Lake. You go to Italy, you go to France, you go to Europe for the summers, because they only give a shit about the Europeans when it really comes down to it. So my point here is when the Europeans start making fun of Federal Reserve Banking Cartel, well, then that gets their attention. My point is, how long are they going to be able to take the pain? If the market is propped up by the Federal Reserve Banking Cartel, which we all know, we've known it's been going on now for 20 years. For 20 years, the Americans have been fooled. And I've been trying to tell people, we have no markets. We have nothing. All we have is a Federal Reserve propped up piece of shit illusion. But if the Federal Reserve knocks the legs out of the market, how long can they take the pain? Because when the pain, we'll have lots and lots of pain. I don't really think the Federal Reserve Banking Cartel is able to take that pain. I don't think these bankers are tough enough to take that pain. I think they're just going to keep on printing trillions and trillions of dollars because it's easier that way. But the way they do it is just keep on passing the buck. You see, when you have a system, a corporation, and when this corporation is in bed with the senators and the congressmen, nobody takes responsibility. The Federal Reserve Banking Cartel, they're the ones with the power and the money. They don't take any responsibility because they can blame it on Congress. Well, it's Congress that approves all these billions and billions and billions of giveaways. And the senators, they think they're high and above everybody. They don't care. So nobody takes responsibility. And when the whole shit show comes crashing down, still, nobody's going to take any responsibility. They're going to say something stupid like, wow, nobody could have seen that coming. Like the housing crash. Nobody could have seen that coming. And yet guys like Peter Schiff were preaching about it years before it came. There were guys out there preaching about it, but nobody's ever going to see it coming. Here we are. It's right in front of our eyes. You're propping the market up. It's going to collapse. It's going to get ugly. There's going to be lots of pain. But when it happens, you're going to have some stupid-ass senator. Well, nobody could have seen that coming. Oh, my God. Congressmen and bankers. What a bunch of you-know-what.
Excuseer, dames en heren. Dus, je probeert dan terug je toekomst